Jumping to the next game that we have to cover, we have the Eagles and the 49ers, and the fallout from that game being that offensive coordinator Kevin Pitullo was fired from Philadelphia. Patullo, 44, will depart Philadelphia after 5 seasons on the team staff. He was the passing game coordinator from 2021 to 2024 and was promoted to offensive coordinator for the 2025 season. The kid got what he wanted, yeah.
I'm feeling two of two things. A, I want A.J. Brown packing his bags, and I want him somewhere else that is not here. I love you, A.J., but, like, you can't make those drops in that game. And I also want Kevin Pitullo flipping burgers at, like, the local McDonald's or something. I don't care.
Why do you say that?
Whenever he's an offensive coordinator, it's like he's flipping burgers. One side, he's cooking. One half, he's cooking. And the other half is completely raw. Yes, this was a huge letdown. This was my Christmas present, and I got a loss.
Oh, no. You probably would have rather had Cole, huh?
Yeah, probably.
A.J. Brown, the clock's ticking, brother, because that kid gets what he wants. That's for sure. That should happen within 24 hours, not even 24 hours. Getting into the game itself a little bit, you had George Kittle go down early, which we talked about early on in the episode. Golly, KP deserves whatever the fans do to him. Killed our season single-handedly. About Kevin Patullo. So the Eagles just couldn't get anything going on offense. You had a lot of drops. You had 4 third-down drops by receivers, which isn't Jalen Hurts' fault. But while we're talking about Jalen Hurts, there's just been a lot that's been circling around this team all year. Going back to my playoff picks, one of the things that I said was that the Eagles are strange, obviously. And I said that because there is always something following this team around, whether it's A.J. Brown with the fucking book last year, or whether it's the weird end to the season that they had a couple years ago where they were super, super hot and then they just completely died off, or whether it be Sirianni saying or doing something weird or shaving his head or yelling at the fans, or, Saquon being taken out whenever he has a chance to break an NFL record last year. Like, even that, they won the Super Bowl last year and there was drama that followed them and just weird stuff that you just don't feel like would happen on many, if any, other teams. So, this all leads to just a really disjointed, stop and go, clanky offense in particular. And the Eagles have one of the best rosters, if not the best roster in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says. Howie Roseman might be, for my money, he absolutely is. And it's not even close, the best GM in the NFL. There's absolutely talent everywhere on this roster. They just cannot put it together. It's one of the weirdest things that I've ever seen. You got Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and even Jalen Hurts. Like, Jalen Hurts is serviceable at minimum, and he's elite if you use him the right way. Whenever you, in my humble opinion, when you use him as a runner first, and especially with Saquon in the backfield. I mean, they could, they're not that dissimilar from the Ravens, although before people freak out, obviously Lamar is a better passer, much better passer than Jalen, but Jalen's not a bad passing quarterback. He won the Super Bowl MVP last year, and he runs like a running back. Like, you can't figure out, and at the end of the day, that's why Kevin Patullo got fired, because if you can't figure out a meal that you can cook with those ingredients, then I don't know what to tell you. And Howie Roseman basically said that. I don't know what to tell you, but it ain't going to be here that you figure it out. Speaking of which, Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni knew the season was over the moment Patullo opened his mouth. Oh, look at the reaction on their face. Hurts and Sirianni right over here as it circles around. You got Patullo there talking. Hurts. Here comes Sirianni over the left shoulder. He's like, oh, fuck. No, that ain't going to work. And then he looks over at Hurts. He's like, what do you think? And Jalen's like, I don't fucking know, I guess. Oh, that was a pretty awkward exchange. I'm actually relieved I don't have to watch this offense anymore. As much as it pains me to say this offense was not winning a bowl, and I didn't want to watch them even attempt to. Damn, fire Kevin Patullo. Did all that discussing and ran 4 verts into a cover 4. So, yeah, that game did not go very well for them. Former Eagle star LaShawn McCoy says he spoke to some people close to the team that revealed Jalen Hurts' limitations to run a complicated offensive scheme. Jalen Hurts, I need you to be special. Make plays. I did a lot of digging, man, and I won't throw them under the bus here, but I know some people, and the problem is we can't do different exotic looks, different formations, different motions, because I'm hearing that Jalen Hurts really can't do it. No birds, no Chiefs. This is really nice. True. Payback wasn't very limited when Shane Steichen and Kellen Moore ran the offense. Don't think that I disagree with that. Just false. Praising Hurts all year when we had a good OC. Now it's Hurts' fault. Shady stuff. Philly ran 10 plays on its final offensive series. They ran the same play / copied a previous play from that drive on 4 different occasions. It becomes one of those situations where you got to wonder if it's him or if it's the offensive coordinator. Yeah, weird situation. Again, Eagles, one of the strangest teams in the NFL. And I predicted them to win the division, by the way, to break the 20-year streak, and they did. But that don't really mean anything, unfortunately, for the record. They're the best team in a bad division.